Hey everyone, ready for another deep dive? We're going to be exploring something pretty unique today. It's a morning message
Yeah.
called a Murli from the Brahma Kumaris spiritual movement, which
Mm.
started in India.
Yeah.
This Murli's from February 19th, 2025, and dives into some pretty fascinating concepts like
Right.
reincarnation and cycles of time.
Yeah, the Brahma Kumaris have this cyclical view of time. You know,
Right.
moving from like a golden age
Hmm.
of peace and purity
Hmm.
down to like the current Iron Age,
Oh,
which
wow.
they believe is characterized by sorrow and negativity. And
Hmm.
this Murli is basically a guide for navigating this whole journey, like offering a path from sorrow to liberation.
So we're starting in a bit of a bleak place then, this
Yeah.
Iron Age. Does that
Yeah.
mean things are about to get better? Like, is this a turning point?
It is.
Oh, really?
According to the Brahma Kumaris, we're at like the lowest point of the cycle,
Wow.
which means a new golden age is right around the corner. And this Murli points towards that transformation, and it gives us the tools to prepare for it.
What kind of tools are we talking about?
Well, one of the most powerful concepts in this Murli is this idea of dying while living. It's about detaching from worldly attachments and shedding old limiting beliefs.
Dying while living. That sounds intense. Is it about, like,
No.
a literal death?
No, not at all.
Huh?
It's more about recognizing that we're constantly dying to old versions of ourselves as we like learn and grow.
Hmm.
Think about how many times have you changed your perspective on something or let go of a habit that just wasn't working for you anymore.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That's dying while living in action.
So it's more like a continuous process of renewal.
Exactly. It's about becoming receptive to new knowledge and experiences, like a blank slate ready to be written on.
Okay.
This merely suggests that by embracing this concept, we can break free from the limitations of the past and open ourselves to true spiritual transformation.
I can see how that would be incredibly powerful. But how does this dying while living tie into preparing for the new golden age?
Well, this Murli tells us that at the end of the Iron Age, God, the Supreme Soul,
Mm-hmm.
often referred to as Shiv Baba, comes to guide souls back to the Golden Age.
So we're not alone in this.
No,
There's a divine being helping us make this transition.
that's right. And to connect with the Supreme Soul, the Murli emphasizes the importance of remembrance. It's about consciously staying connected to his divine qualities.
Okay.
Peace, love, purity, and letting those qualities influence your thoughts, words, and actions.
Remembrance. It sounds kind of like a form of meditation, maybe?
It can be,
Okay.
but it's also much more than that. Imagine you're in a challenging situation.
Mm.
Instead of reacting with anger or frustration, you pause and remember God's quality of peace. This allows you to respond with calmness and understanding, which helps shift you out of that negativity that characterizes the Iron Age.
Okay, I'm starting to see how this all connects. By practicing this remembrance, we're aligning ourselves with the divine and preparing for the upcoming golden age.
Right.
But is it really as simple as remembering? Are there specific steps we can take?
There are.
Really?
And that's what makes this Murli so practical. It encourages us to not only remember, but also to actively study the knowledge being shared.
Oh, okay.
Avoid unnecessary arguments that just pull us down,
Hmm.
and most importantly, spread this message to others.
It sounds like they're encouraging us to actually put these teachings into action, not just contemplate them in isolation.
Yeah.
I'm curious, though, the Murli also emphasizes not wasting time on visions or supernatural experiences. That seems a bit counterintuitive for a spiritual movement, wouldn't you say?
It does seem counterintuitive on the surface, right?
Yeah.
But it speaks to the core of what the Brahma Kumaris are trying to teach.
Okay.
This isn't about chasing fleeting spiritual highs or seeking external validation.
So it's not about the oohs and ahs of mystical experiences. It's
No.
about something deeper, a more internal transformation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's about cultivating a deep, stable connection with the Supreme Soul and letting that connection guide us.
Okay.
This Murli suggests that focusing on internal transformation will ultimately be more fulfilling than chasing external validation.
That makes sense. It's like they're saying, don't get sidetracked by the shiny objects, stay focused on the real work. But what does that real work actually look like?
Well, there's a lot to unpack there.
Yeah.
The Murli goes on to explain the roles of the Supreme Soul and Brahma in this cycle and how their guidance helps us reach liberation.
This is getting really fascinating.
Yeah.
Before we delve into that, I think we could all use a moment to digest what we've learned so far. Let's take a quick pause and then dive into the next layer of this incredible Murli.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Welcome back. I think what's so fascinating about this Murli is it offers like a practical roadmap for navigating this spiritual journey.
Yeah,
It doesn't just tell us to be better.
right.
It gives us like concrete steps that we can actually take.
You're right. We were just talking about those steps.
Yeah.
Studying the knowledge, avoiding arguments, spreading the message.
Yeah.
But how do those kind of simple actions
Right.
lead to the kind of liberation
Hmm.
the Murli talks about?
That's a great question. And it gets to the heart of the Brahma Kumaris worldview.
Okay.
Remember, they see us as souls on a journey.
Right.
And this journey involves cycles of time.
Mm-hmm.
We descend from the Golden Age into the Iron Age and then back again.
Okay.
Liberation, or mukti, is about breaking free from this cycle of birth and death, from the suffering that comes with being attached to the material world.
So it's about transcending the ups and downs of life as we know it.
Yeah.
But how does studying knowledge or avoiding arguments help us achieve that?
Think of it this way. When you study this spiritual knowledge, you're essentially cleansing your mind of negativity
Okay.
and filling it with the divine qualities we talked about earlier.
Right.
Peace, love, purity.
Hmm.
This inner cleansing is essential for liberation.
So it's like we're purifying our inner selves to break free from the cycle.
Exactly. And avoiding arguments ties into that same idea.
Okay.
When we get caught up in arguments, we're feeding negativity, both within ourselves and in the world around us. By choosing to step back from those conflicts, we're choosing to break free from that cycle of negativity.
That makes a lot of sense. It's about consciously shifting our energy away from things that drain us and towards things that uplift us.
Precisely. And then there's the step of spreading the message.
Right.
This is where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
Because it suggests that liberation isn't just like an individual pursuit. It's something we achieve collectively.
So by sharing this knowledge with others,
Yeah.
we're helping them on their journey toward liberation too. It's like we're all in this together.
Yes. And Merle makes a point of emphasizing that we're not alone in this journey. The Supreme Soul and Brahma play key roles in guiding us towards liberation.
You mentioned Brahma earlier,
Yeah.
but we haven't really talked about his role yet.
Right.
Can you elaborate on that?
Of course. So in Brahma Kumaris' teachings, Brahma isn't like the creator god
Okay.
you might be familiar with from other traditions.
Right.
He's actually an instrument of the Supreme Soul, chosen to establish this spiritual movement and spread the knowledge.
So he's kind of like a messenger,
Yeah,
chosen to help spread the teachings and guide souls toward the golden age.
that's a good way to put it. He's an example of how ordinary individuals can become instruments for spiritual transformation, both for themselves and for others.
That's really inspiring. It makes this whole concept of liberation feel more attainable,
Yeah.
knowing that there are these divine beings and chosen individuals working to help us along the way.
And it's not just about achieving liberation after death.
Right.
The Murli also talks about Jivan Mukti,
Yeah.
which is liberation while still living in the physical body.
So it's possible to experience a sense of freedom and liberation,
Yeah.
even while we're still here on Earth. I'm really curious to hear more about what that looks and feels like.
It's described as a state of deep inner peace, where you're no longer bound by the desires and attachments that cause suffering. Imagine being able to move through life with a sense of detachment, knowing that you are a soul separate from your physical body and the roles you play in the world.
Wow, that sounds incredible. It's like reaching a state of enlightenment, but while still experiencing life in the physical world.
Exactly.
Mm.
And it's not just about personal peace either.
Mm.
Jivan Mukti is also about being a source of light and positivity for others, helping to uplift the world around you.
So it's like that ripple effect we talked about before.
Yeah.
One person's transformation can inspire others, and those others can inspire even more people. Pretty amazing, right?
It truly is. It suggests that liberation is not just an individual goal, but a collective one.
Yeah.
By striving for Jivan Mukti, we're contributing to a larger wave of positive change that could ultimately lead humanity back to the Golden Age.
Wow.
And this Murli offers guidance on how to achieve that.
This is all so fascinating and thought-provoking. Before we wrap up, is there anything else in the Murli that you think is essential for the listener to know about this journey toward liberation? We've been on quite a journey with this Murli, haven't we? From dying while living to cycles of time. Yeah. And even this idea of liberation while still in the physical body, Jivan Mukti. Right. It's a lot to take in, but I feel like we're starting to piece together this incredible roadmap to a more fulfilling life.
You're absolutely right. This Murli doesn't just present these concepts.
Yeah.
It offers practical guidance for applying them to our lives.
Right?
And I think one of the most powerful takeaways is that we are not alone on this journey.
Yeah. We've talked about the Supreme Soul guiding us, Brahma spreading the message,
Mhm.
and even like the collective effort of helping others towards liberation.
Right.
It's like a cosmic support system, isn't it?
It is. And this merely reminds us that by connecting to that support system,
Yeah.
through remembrance and putting
Mhm.
these teachings into practice, we can move towards liberation, both individually and as a collective.
But if we're being honest, the idea of liberation can still feel a bit abstract.
Yeah.
What does it actually mean to be liberated while still living?
Right.
How would our lives be different if we achieved Jivan Mukti?
Well, imagine a life where you're no longer ruled by your emotions,
Mm-hmm.
where challenges don't throw you off balance.
Right.
You react to situations with calmness and clarity, guided by the divine qualities you've cultivated through remembrance.
So it's not about escaping life's difficulties.
No.
It's about changing how we respond to them.
Exactly. It's about becoming the master of your inner world.
Okay.
So the outer world no longer has the power to dictate your happiness. Think of it like this. You're still sailing on the ocean, but you've learned to navigate the storms.
That's a great analogy. So we're still experiencing the ups and downs of life,
Yeah.
but we're not being tossed around by them. We found a sense of stability amidst the chaos.
And that stability allows you to become a source of strength for others.
Mm.
Remember, the Murli encourages us to spread this knowledge and help others on their own journey towards liberation.
Right. It's that ripple effect again. We become beacons of light,
Yeah,
helping to illuminate the path for others.
precisely. And the beautiful thing is, as we help others, we
Yeah.
strengthen our own connection to the divine. It becomes this incredible cycle of upliftment.
It's like a rising tide that lifts all boats. So we've covered a lot of ground today.
Okay.
From the concept of dying while living to this profound idea of Jivan Mukti.
Mhm.
It's been an incredible exploration of Brahma Kumaris philosophy and this particular Murli's message.
Yeah.
As we wrap up, what's the one thing you want the listener to really take to heart?
If this idea of dying while living resonated with, you ask yourself, what is one thing, one attachment, one limiting belief that you can let go of today?
Mm-hmm.
What can you release to make space for the transformation this Murli speaks of?
It's a powerful question, isn't it? Because letting go can be scary,
Yeah.
but it's often the key to unlocking something far greater.
It is. And remember, you're not alone in this journey. By connecting to the divine, by practicing these teachings, you can start to experience the freedom and liberation of Jivan Mukti
Mm-hmm.
right here, right now.
That's a beautiful thought to leave us with. Thanks for guiding us through this deep dive.
Oh, of course.
It's been an illuminating experience.
It's been my pleasure. Keep seeking, keep exploring, and keep dying to the old so you can embrace the new.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. We'll see you next time on The Deep Dive.